So I've got two main ways, and I've got like kind of some subtopics underneath them. And the two main ways that I have written down is cryptocurrency can be used as a transfer of funds. And there's a bunch of different ways underneath that. And then the other way that I have for cryptocurrency can be used by businesses and nonprofits is through the use of a utility coin, which would be a type of cryptocurrency that the business or nonprofit, they would pretty much control. Or you can also use a different crypto as a utility coin, but essentially you would use it so that people can redeem it for benefits. And I'll go into that more in just a second. Well, a few seconds after I go into the other one, which is the transfer of funds. All right, so crypto for businesses and nonprofits. Transfer of funds. What do I mean by that? Well, businesses have to interact with different groups of people, and nonprofits do, in a variety of ways. So a business, number one, a business needs to have customers. Those paying customers buy things using a currency, and then they get something back in return, which is in the form of either a different currency, depending upon if it's like an exchange, if that's your type of business, or you're a service business where you're doing something for them, or you're like let's say you're a plumber. You have paying customers, they pay you. I'm top of mind for me is this right now. I literally just had, my wife and I had a bathroom where we were changing out a faucet, right? And there's one more thing that needs to be done. So I could pay a plumber a certain amount of cryptocurrency, and then they could do a service for me. Or if I need to buy the actual like materials, so like the plumber's putty or the faucet or the handles for the faucet, right? Well, I could use a cryptocurrency in order to buy that from a different business, and then I have it here, and then I hire a plumber in using a different cryptocurrency. And so transferring funds, interacting with customers is a way that businesses and nonprofits could do that. So they can either, like if I'm a business, if I sell t-shirts, for example. So my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter made this t-shirt for me for Web3 Simplified, which is awesome. So if my daughter and I start a business where she creates these one-of-one t-shirts, well, you could pay our company cryptocurrency, and then we could send you the product in the mail, right? So that's where I'm collecting cryptocurrency from my customers. Or on the flip side, if I need to send, if I as a business need to send someone currency, I owe a bill. Like let's say I'm running the t-shirt company and I have to host a website. Well, I could pay my bills using cryptocurrency if I have the cryptocurrency and if the other business accepts cryptocurrency. So you can do it from customers where you're accepting it, or if you're a nonprofit from your customer, if you will, like I'm putting that in air quotes, would be someone who is your donor base, right? Your donor base could send you, so you're collecting it from your donor base and they're sending you donations in the form of cryptocurrencies. From customers, it would be in the form of payments. So again, to other organizations, if you're a nonprofit or a business, you need to pay your electricity bill. Well, if the electricity company accepts cryptocurrency, you can simply pay that bill and you're sending them your transaction. You could connect your wallet and it simply executes it for you in the form of a payment, or you just transfer it from wallet to wallet. And then the last and final way that I have written down right now that businesses and nonprofits, these are just really simple big buckets for how they could do it. There's a bunch of different ways inside of each one that they could do it. But the other one is to their employees. So whether you're a nonprofit or whether you are a business, you would have employees, right? Like going back to the t-shirt example. So if I'm the business owner and my daughter is the artist, she would be the employee. And so we would collect the cryptocurrency and then I would redistribute it by sending it to her in the form of a paycheck. And that paycheck would be in the form of cryptocurrency. So those are some ways that businesses and nonprofits can use it, specifically by transferring funds. And one of the reasons why they would do that is because if I have a bank account with, and I use this example all the time, if I have a bank account with Wells Fargo and my daughter if she was older, she could have a bank account with Bank of America. And in order to send her her paycheck, it would have to go through some kind of pay HR kind of thing, right? Well, with cryptocurrency, if I have a wallet and she has a wallet, I don't have to use like Intuit, QuickBooks, or any of these like paycheck auto processing things where it goes through a third party and it goes into my bank. My bank has to approve it. Then this system has to approve it. Then her bank has to approve it. And then finally the funds reach there, and it takes 7 to 10 business days, or 2 to 3 business days, or you pay more for that kind of thing, right? Well, if I have a wallet in Web3 and she has a wallet in Web3, then all I have to do is say, hey, in my wallet app, I just say send X number of ETH or Bitcoin or whatever it is, whatever form of currency I want to. I just say send it from this wallet to this wallet, and then the blockchain tracks it, and it's done. Nobody has to approve it. It's literally just an instant, well, almost instant transaction. There's still some computer systems that are working, but you're not asking for permission. It's permissionless. So that's one way. The big way was transfer of funds. Then there's transfer of funds to your employees, you're paying bills, or you're collecting from your customers or from your donor base, okay? So now the second way that the big use case that I have for businesses and nonprofits to use a cryptocurrency would be to use a cryptocurrency as a utility coin. And here's what I mean by this. Is if you remember, and I've used, again, this other example before, when we were kids, when I was a kid, we would go to Chuck E. Cheese, and what we would do is you would take a $10 bill or whatever it was, or a $5 bill, and put it into this machine, and it would spit back at you all these Chuck E. Cheese little tokens, right? Well, that's the way that like creator coins and utility coins function in cryptocurrency. So all it is there are ways in which a business or a nonprofit could create their own form of a cryptocurrency. And so it's in the form of it's funny because it's a crypto because it's like a digital currency, but it's not actually a currency, it's a utility coin. So it has like a dollar association amount just because that's the way that our brains work. Or you can even just say, hey, this is just one coin and it doesn't have a dollar amount. But you know how when you use I fly all the time on Delta and I get points, right? Well, Delta, if they wanted to, could switch those points into the form of a cryptocurrency, which allows me to more freely move it around the internet. Because right now, one time, there was a friend of mine who was going on an overseas trip in order to go do some work with a nonprofit overseas. He was going on a missions trip. And he needed some extra airline. He was trying to get this point or trying to get his airline ticket on points, and he was short by some points. I said, okay, well, how many do you need? And I had some extra in my account. Well, when I went to Delta's system, I think it was like somewhere between a $10 and $30 fee. We'll just call it $20 fee, an exchange fee for me to send points from my account to his account. Well, why do I have to pay $20 or whatever it is in order to do that? Why? It was just kind of a funky thing, and I think it might even been more of that. But essentially, the points that I have in my account, if it were in the form of a utility coin or a creator coin or these are forms of a cryptocurrency, a crypto, then I would simply be able to say, hey, I have a wallet, you have a wallet, let me transfer these points or these coins or this currency from my wallet to your wallet. And so businesses and nonprofits can use these types of coins to reward people. So, hey, the more product that you buy, the more you interact with us on social media, the more you show up to our webinars, any number of reasons you can send people these coins, and then they own them, and then they get to decide what they want to do with them. You can use them as a points system within these rewards programs, and then your customers, nonprofit, your donor base, whoever that is, or your employees, they can redeem these points or these coins it's the coins would replace the points essentially, so they can redeem these coins in order to do certain things. They can buy certain things within your ecosystem. So if you are a marketing agency and you have customers that, hey, they keep you on retainer, right? Well, for every month they keep you on retainer, you give to them with 1,000 coin. And so after 10 months, if they have 10,000 coin, they could redeem those 10,000 coin for a free month worth of your services. So those are that points system is essentially what a utility coin or a creator coin. A creator coin would be more like just for one person. Like if I had a Web3 simplified coin, for every person who gives a review, I could issue that, and it's really a creator coin is me as a creator controlling it. A utility coin would be more like a business like Delta controlling it kind of thing. So these are the ways that businesses and nonprofits could do it. And again, even a nonprofit, you could collect donations in cryptocurrency. For every dollar of cryptocurrency, you get X number of coins, and then those coins could be redeemed for certain perks and things. Like if you had, there's a nonprofit that I've done a lot of work with out of the Tampa area called Family First, and they have kind of a brand underneath them called All Pro Dad, and they do a lot of things with football teams and with football coaches and football players and interacting with dads and their kids. And so if for every dollar of donations they accept, they could essentially issue a point system. And if I collect 100 points, I could get a t-shirt. Or if I have 100 points, I could get a hat. Or if I have 10,000 points, I get to come to an exclusive dinner with this football coach or football player, things like that. And essentially, all of these coins could be used for a rewards program, a points system, but it's more permissionless where instead of having to say, hey, as an end user, you have to go through our system. It's just, hey, if you have these coins, you can interact with anyone in this community. So me and my buddy, I could say, hey, you really love this football coach. Let me just send you all of my coin and you get to go and do this thing with him. And so it's really an ecosystem that you're creating. And it's permissionless ecosystem where you're not charging $100 to transfer these coins from person to person, and your end users are going to love it a lot more because, as you can tell, I'm still a little bit angry at Delta for charging me that much money for transferring those points. So again, going back, transfer of funds to businesses, to pay bills, to employees from customers, and then utility coins. Those are the ways in which cryptocurrency specifically, those are a couple of the ways in which businesses and nonprofits can use cryptocurrency to make their experience with other businesses, with their end users, with their customers, with their donor base, hopefully a little bit better. Now, of course, anything I said here is not financial advice. Please be sure to do your own research and be sure to figure out what works best and contextualize it for your own business. If you have questions, if you're like, hey, how would it work for this business, or how could it do here? I love coming up with ideas and things like this. Like a bunch of these I didn't have written down, but they were really fun for me to think about on the fly. And so you can reach out to me on Twitter, or you can go to the website and join the Discord. So web3simplified.xyz. And be sure to share this episode with a friend and leave a review if it was helpful for you. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you in a future episode of Web3 Simplified. Later.